Okay, so I got an analogy for you. I heard this the other day on the website, The Mighty. I love The Mighty. I have a special needs daughter. They have a lot of articles that I can relate to. But they shared Lauren Herschel. She did a post on Twitter about pain with grief when you lose a loved one. And as I was listening or reading the article, I just thought over and over, this is betrayal trauma. So much of this applies. So I want to share it with you and prepare for your mind to be blown. Okay, maybe not, but mine was. It was great. So you have a box, okay? This box is you right here. And in this box, you have a pain button, okay? Now this pain button, we'll just, in betrayal trauma sense, this is your D-Day. This is the amount of pain you felt. This is, D-Day is when you found out about your loved ones' misbehaviors. Destruction Day, D-Day, Demolition Day, Discovery Day, however you want to call it. But when that day happens and your world implodes, you're like this ball. Okay, there's the ball, okay? Now, this ball is taking up your entire box. You can barely move. This ball is going to be bouncing around the box and you're barely even going to move. And what's going to happen? It's going to hit that pain button, right? When that pain button hits, when those triggers come, you feel like you're back at D-Day. You feel like your world is falling apart. You feel so much pain. You go into the flight. I can't even talk. The fear, fight, or flight when those triggers come. So in the beginning, no matter what you do, you go to the grocery store and you're triggered. You drive down the road and you're triggered. You see something on TV, you're triggered. You fall asleep and have dreams and you're triggered. They come in every way and there's not much you can do. This ball just barely moves and you're hitting that pain button. Now, with time, as you're working your recovery and you're healing, the good news is your ball does get smaller. So let's say now you're this middle highlighter ball and it gets smaller. And so you're able to go just a little bit longer before naturally the ball's going to go different directions before it hits the pain button again. It will hit the pain button again. It's not a matter of if, but when. But as you heal, you have greater time in between when it hits that pain button. And then as you continue to heal, that ball just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. The thing that happens sometimes is you'll be 3 years in, 4 years in, 7 years in, and you think, I'm healed, I'm over this. And then that ball all of a sudden hits that pain button and you get snapped back to D-Day and you go, what the heck? Like I thought I was healed. I'm still broken. I'm obviously not fixed because I'm still having triggers and I'm still having pain. And that's not true. It's not true at all. You are healing. You're healing because you're getting those bigger breaks. All it means is that little ball hit the pain button. I remember that when I was in therapy in the beginning, the therapist, she said to me, she said, you know, a lot of this is like, okay, you're at the beginning and you have your D-Day and that pain hits and you think you can never experience pain that bad. And then you start to heal. And then she said something will happen and like a rubber band, it snaps you back. And you're like, I'm back at the beginning. I can't do this. I can't be at the beginning. But she said, the good news is when you work through that trigger, you don't start over. She said, you go back to where you were and then you heal some and you heal some and you heal some. And then a trigger comes and you're snapped back to the beginning and you have those moments of panic and you're in that pain. But as you work through it and as you get grounded, you go back to here and then you heal some and you heal some. And that's partly what the PTSD that comes with it does. And also the triggers, they snap you back to the beginning, but you get to go back to where you were and you keep healing and you work through those triggers faster and faster. And so in the beginning where a really bad trigger may put you out for days, you get further and further along where really bad triggers may only put you out for a few hours, or sometimes you can get so good but they're only a few minutes. So my point to all this is don't give up. Just keep working the process. Keep going and keep trying, and your ball will get smaller and smaller. And yes, that pain button is still there, but it will get further and further in between, and you will heal. And if you do happen to hit that pain button, you're not broken, you're not messed up, you're not back at the beginning, you're normal.